Hi everyone, meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center for our Friday edition of our 19 at Noon, our weekday weather show. We are live, available wherever you stream, including on the 24/7 weather streaming channel. We're live on fox19.com. We're live on the Fox 19 News and First Alert Weather app, and we're live on YouTube. And of course, we are live on Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page at Emery WX, where if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to chime in. We'll have a nice little conversation here on this finally Friday. Now, maybe not so much of a feel-good Friday because we're looking at some showers moving into the tri-state. Even some pockets of moderate rain have shown up on radar, but it is warmer. So if you like the warm weather, you might like this forecast, at least for the weekend. You're not going to like the 14-day forecast, and of course, we'll dive into that here in just a little bit. But let's take a live look right now on our Fox 19 tower camera because it did show some raindrops in the lens just a little bit ago. Take a look at that here in a moment once the computer loads. But we are looking at, again, some showers, and it is slowing down traffic a little bit out there. This is kind of normal traffic you see here on I-75 southbound there going towards the Brent Spence Bridge. But do note, you got some of that rain spray. You've got some of the reflection there on the roadway just because of the rain on the road. And a lot of good drivers out there have their headlights on. That's a smart decision. But this is a live look on the tower camera aiming towards Paycor Stadium. And temperatures right now are in the upper 40s still. So 48 still over at CVG. Taking a look right now, too, on our Newport Levee camera looking towards downtown Cincinnati. You can see, again, those low clouds that are holding on, in addition to what the camera lens isn't really wet. That's a good thing, but a few light showers are there too. Take a look right now at traffic, because you did see the slowdowns there right along the Brent Spence Bridge. So if you are traveling or you got folks traveling heading into this midday and early afternoon, we are going to be looking at a couple of slowdowns. It's kind of the usual spots. We'll first begin over towards, well, it looks like there's an accident there. So let's go ahead and zoom in on that right now. So we'll go ahead and zoom into the culprit, which looks to be right on the cut in the hill. Let's see what that indication is. It looks like it's southbound. So let's go ahead and take a look. Yep, southbound. The crash is just before exit 191. That's over towards US 25. I believe that is Buttermilk Pike, if I'm not mistaken. But that's I-71, 75 southbound there, just past the Brent Spence Bridge, which does explain the slowdowns. There are usual slowdowns this time of the day in those spots. I'll try to see if we can pull up a camera real quick if that's possible. Let's see if we got a camera option to work with here. So bear with me for a second. I want to let folks know who might be traveling in those spots. Oh, it's Dixie Highway. Dixie Highway, that's what the road is. So we go ahead and pull that up. All right, let's see what we got here. So once this loads, you'll be able to see where there might be an accident. The camera, of course, isn't in the best spot to view this, but there's some good traffic, steady traffic out there heading into this early afternoon. But aside from that, though, that's the only issue we're seeing right now on the roadways. Just some slowdowns because of the rain, of course, and because of that lot of heavy traffic there right along the bridge. That's just usual, like I've said. But let's now take a look at radar. Let's go ahead and move on to weather because this is kind of the big story, that shower activity that is moving in here this early afternoon. So we'll go ahead and begin into portions of northern Kentucky. So you do see some of these darker shades of green, some portions of yellow indicating pockets of moderate rain. That's really coming down. So that's going to create some damp roadways, damp sidewalks, and perhaps some ponding roads on some of those backside roads. Williamstown over towards Northcutt, Ryle, over towards northern portions of Gallatin County, dealing with some of that. Also Downingsville, and I can't remember the name of the little community that's through here. I know the name. It's just not coming to my attention. Zion Station, that's it. And then Monk over towards Folsom as well. This is in northern Kentucky, just between I-71 and 75. We also have some moderate rain showing up here in central and southern Boone County towards Beaver Lick, towards Hicks Pike Road, Hamilton, which is right along the Ohio River. And then we also, and that's also near Big Bone too. Also some moderate rain showing up over to the south of Harrison, over towards Bright, Indiana. over towards Whitewater Township. So if you're near Kilby Road, over towards Harrison Pike, and then I-74, looking at the potential for some moderate rain coming down there with that shade of dark green and yellow. We also have some dark green and yellow over towards portions of Brown County, towards Mount Orb area, towards Winchester, Arnheim, Sardinia, also towards Harlan Township, over towards Goshen, southern portions of Warren County towards South Lebanon, over towards Monroe, and then even over towards western portions of Clinton County towards Vernon, and just to the west of Martinsville, which is again in Clinton County. Liberty Township also looking at some pockets of moderate rain showing up. Middletown, Jacksonburg, Somerville. So we are looking at kind of a soggy midday for us here in the Fox 19 Now viewing area. We'll switch us now over to radar and satellite, and you can see kind of the motion of this rain. It's moving in from the south and west to the north and east. And I did mention around 1 o'clock when we could see the heaviest of rain in Cincinnati. It's got a little bit faster now, so I think more on the lines of 12:30 to see this band here move into Cincinnati. But we do have some drier weather that's going to try to work its way in as we go on into this afternoon. Now that being said, we're still going to have the potential for some drizzle, light showers going into the afternoon and evening here in the tri-state. But do note, we still have this band of rain to deal with over the next few hours. But this drier air down here, this is just going to kind of get covered back with cloud cover later in the day today. More cloud cover going into tonight as well as into the day on our Saturday. So Saturday does look drier, which is some good news for folks who are heading to the Bengals game. And we'll dive into that here in a moment, but I do want to give you the forecast for today. Take a pause and look at the Facebook comments and questions. Then we'll look at that forecast, which is a lot of things in motion going into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So today our high temperature is going up to 53 degrees. Not much change in temperatures today. We're in the low 50s. And by this evening, again, drier air will eventually work its way into the tri-state area. So we've got that going for us, but we do see drier air work in, not just for tonight, but also for our Saturday. More on that in just a moment. But for now, we're going to take a look at our comments and questions we have on our Facebook page. We're taking a look right now. First comment we have on the Fox 19 Facebook page is from Carolyn. Carolyn says, thank you. You're welcome. Appreciate you joining us here on the Fox 19 Facebook page. We'll take a look at my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the forecast. Got several comments on my Facebook page. Awesome. Darla says, good afternoon, Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Enjoy seeing you all on the Fox 19 News this morning. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be able to join the morning crew. I love working with my friends. Karen says, hi, Ethan. Great seeing you this afternoon. Light rain in Delhi. Thank you, Karen. Darla says it rained heavy here in Aurora for a while. Yeah, so that's kind of the name of the game with these showers. So thank you both for commenting. But a lot of this is light activity, but there are these really narrow bands of moderate rain. So as Darla mentioned, over in Aurora, there was that band of heavier rain. But as Karen mentioned, light rain over in Delhi. So there are going to be a lot of areas of light rain, but then there's those pockets of moderate rain that are coming through with some of those bands. So again, temperatures today not changing very much, in the low 50s. Taking a look at if you're traveling or know people who are traveling across the region today, kind of the same story. Upper 40s, low 50s throughout the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region with widely scattered showers. You can see here from this system. So wet conditions expanding from Cleveland to Pittsburgh to Chicago, pretty much all the way down to the Tennessee Valley towards Nashville and Lexington, looking at temperatures there in the mid-50s. And again, we're in the lower 50s here for later today. Now, take a look at our forecast model here. This model has been doing a fairly decent job at pinpointing this shower activity as it moves in. But you can see here going into the midday, you notice how it has a lot of that darker shades of green. That's indicating some of that moderate band of rain, which we have been noticing here in the tri-state. 2:30, you still have that rain moderate at times especially north of the Ohio River at this point, going into the 2-3 o'clock hour. But then we head into the evening, so close to or after sunset, the heaviest of bands will be out of here, and we're just dealing with these light showers. And do note, there's a lot of cloud cover still with this. When I showed you on radar, there's a lot of clearing down in western Kentucky. I don't think it's going to quite make it up here. I think what's going to happen is that with all this moisture, it's going to kind of backfill of just more cloud development, which this model is agreeing with in this case. So we've got those light showers. It's going to continue into this evening, into tonight. But do note that it's going to be more dry than wet. We could have some drizzle with this as well. I do want to look really quick on one of our forecast models, and this is kind of me analyzing live on 19 at noon. I want to see what this model does with the cloud cover, just out of curiosity. And yep, just as I was expecting, a lot of cloud cover still holding on this afternoon. Just wanted to get that confirmation from a different model. But this model also showing a pretty decent job of showing more dry than wet conditions for tonight into Saturday. But again, drizzle, light shower chances will be present this evening, tonight, into Saturday morning. Now, Saturday during the afternoon hours, I've been saying it looks dry, and it does continue to look more dry than wet. Though, as I've been also saying, cannot rule out entirely a pocket of light showers. Models that do this is indicative of drizzle or light showers. Little green dots here or there. But do note that if you got plans to be outside, if you're going to the Bengals game, maybe you're going down to the banks, maybe whatever it is you're doing on Saturday outside, just have the rain gear nearby, but you don't need to use it the whole time. You're going to be more dry than wet on Saturday. Now, the Bengals game day forecast, let's hopefully, for one thing, forecast a win. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Bengals need to stay alive and, for one thing, win the game, but there's going to be a lot of destiny of other teams having to do some work to keep the Bengals' playoff chances alive. But we are looking at temperatures looking pretty warm for Saturday. Upper 50s and low 60s. I got cloudy skies throughout the entire day on Saturday. And there are a chance of showers, but that chance is relatively low for us. But we are looking at what should be a good game, good weather for what should be a good game. Now, the next thing to focus on is going to be the moderate to heavy rain that's going to be moving in on Saturday night into Sunday. So maybe, let's say the Bengals win, and let's say all the games that happen tomorrow, everything falls into the right chips for the Bengals to stay alive in the playoffs. If you're going to be heading out Saturday night, maybe you're going to the banks, if you're going to downtown, going to Newport or Covington, whatever it is you're going to be doing, if you're going to stay out late Saturday night, you want to have the rain gear. You need to have the rain gear because we are looking at some moderate to heavy rain moving in Saturday night. So let's play this forward out in time. So here's midnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning. This model is a little bit slower with this. I think we're going to be a little bit quicker with the rain moving in. But do note all this dark green and yellow down here to the south and west. This is going to quickly move in to the tri-state. So you could be out 1 a.m., 2 a.m., early Sunday morning. You're going to see some moderate to heavy rain. And heck, maybe you're not even going to be going out on Saturday night. Maybe you're just traveling to and from friends or family because we got to get ready for normalcy of getting back to the old grind of a work week. But regardless of what it is, we're going to be looking at some soggy conditions Saturday night into Sunday morning. So take a look at this. This is before sunrise on Sunday. Look at all that dark green, all that yellow here. This is a model that we trust pretty much often here at Fox 19. This is showing us a lot of moderate to heavy rain. This is for Sunday morning. Sunday midday and afternoon, still looking at some moderate rain in and around the tri-state. There are some areas of lighter showers, but still regardless, it does look wet for the bulk of your Sunday. The good news is that to start the work week, unless maybe you get 2 weeks vacation or 2 weeks holiday, if so, good for you. I envy you. I'm just kidding. But we are looking at Monday starting off dry. Monday is dry during the day. Pretty nice. Mostly cloudy skies. However, Monday night into Tuesday, we are looking at thicker cloud cover moving in and shower activity to move in. And don't you know it, Tuesday is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, unfortunately, if you got plans to be outside, it's going to be wet. We got soggy conditions, scattered light showers moving in during the day on Tuesday. And then we head into Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. Still widely scattered showers. Now do note that a lot of this is just lighter shades of green. So we're going to be having hit or miss scattered light showers. That being said, the grounds will still be wet from the rain moving in Tuesday or Monday night into Tuesday morning. And for the fact of the matter is that Monday is not going to be drying out all the ground. So conditions will still be soggy on the grounds. Roadways and sidewalks will be dry at least up until Tuesday morning. But we are looking at still wet conditions Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. Then when the ball drops, we're looking at temperatures cooling down enough to where we could see a rain-snow mix. Now, that being said, it looks very light. Do note there's not a lot of blue on the map. There's even not a lot of pink at this point, indicating that wintry mix. So Wednesday morning, we will have the potential to see a little bit of a rain-snow mix, but considering how wet it has been, considering how warm it's going to be this weekend, I'm not looking at any impacts other than just wet roads for New Year's Day. But we go ahead and play this out forward in time. New Year's Day looks dry, cloudy skies. But then we head into Thursday, January 2nd. Got a few flurries that's going to try to develop here in the region. So Thursday, we could see some flurries in portions of the Ohio Valley. And then we head on into the first weekend of 2025. It starts off dry, but we're going to begin to fall into a unsettled pattern going into the first week of January. So I paused it here. This is Sunday, January 5th. So this is more than a week out. This will change as we get closer. But one thing that has been consistent is the fact that we will see some unsettled weather. It's a matter of exactly when and what we'll see. And right now, what it looks like we'll see is a rain-snow mix that Sunday, January 5th. It looks like we're going to be getting warmer going into the start of that week, January 6th, looking at just rain on Monday, but colder weather will eventually prevail. We'll show you that in the 14-day forecast here in just a moment. But I do want to give you that New Year forecast before we dive into the comments and questions on our Facebook page. So New Year's Eve night, we got a low temperature down to 32 degrees. We have some of that rain transitioning to a rain-snow mix. And then Wednesday, which is going to be the first day of 2025, 38 degrees, and the icon looks a little deceiving. We're not looking at an all-out washout that day. I think we'll be mainly dry on New Year's Day, but that morning could have a little bit of a rain-snow mix lingering. Very light rain-snow mix, mind you. But that is a New Year's Day forecast. 38 for a high. If you're going to be out New Year's Eve evening, temperatures will be falling down in the lower 30s. Hard to believe, 2025 is almost here. Take a pause real quick and look at our Facebook comments and questions. Tony says light rain in Cheviot. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. Garnett says moderate rain in West Union right now, started right at noon. Thank you, Garnett, for sharing that with us. Moderate rain definitely is kind of what's been happening with these lines of showers. Moving in. Robert asking, any chance of severe weather? Not for us in the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Going into, I'm trying to think of the day, Sunday. If you're traveling Sunday east towards southeast Ohio into West Virginia, there could be some storms that might have some gusty winds with it. That might be on the stronger side. But for us in the Fox 19 Now viewing area, Robert, no, I do not see severe weather chances for us. But thanks for asking. Really appreciate that. Lori says, sprinkles in Carthage off of I-75 exit 9. How does the west look for Tuesday night for Kings Island? Have a happy new year. Thank you. For Tuesday night for Kings Island, everyone's going to see some lingering light showers. Right now, when it comes to timing out when those light showers begin to end or that drier air work in, it's a little questionable. I will say the timing I've been seeing is right around midnight, which isn't the best of timing, I know. But as we get closer, let's hope that kind of gets pushed earlier and earlier. That way we can have a dry start to New Year's Day. But right now, Lori, it does look like, looking at that light rain moving, or still holding on into the new year. The rain-snow mix doesn't look to stick. I'm not seeing anything that's going to stick right now. The grounds are just too warm. And not to mention, when that colder air moves in, the rain-snow mix does look very light at this point. So, Lori, right now, nothing to be afraid of or concerned about. There are no first alert weather days in the 7-day forecast coming up. So that's encouraging, Lori. So thanks for asking. Again, we always appreciate the comments and questions. Look at my Facebook page real quick. Then we'll do the 7-day and 14-day forecast and then conclude our 19 at noon. Daryl says, hi, Ethan. Pray you had a great Christmas. Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate that. Darla says, do you think we'll get any accumulating snow? Not in the near future. It's a little too warm for that. But looking beyond the 7-day forecast, we could be looking at some chances for snow shower activity. And that's a good segue to dive right into our 7-day and 14-day forecasts. So we should be giving you the 14-day forecast every day at 6:45 in the morning. Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer does it every evening at 6:45 in the evening, and I try to do it on weekend nights at 10:40 or the 10:30 hour. Let's just say that, because Saturday and Sunday times can be a little bit different. But here is the 7-day forecast. So today's high is 53 degrees. We got that rain obviously right now, widespread. A slight chance of showers come up on Saturday for the Bengals game. Again, I think that chance is going to be present all day long, but it does not look like anything to be concerned about right now. So cloudy skies, 61. Sunday, rain and breezy, a high of 58. Monday, we get a break from the rain. We've got a high of 54. Then New Year's Eve, 49 during the afternoon hours, breezy with rain. And then we head into New Year's Eve night into New Year's Day. That rain transitions over to a rain-snow mix. Light, not looking at any impacts. The only impact is just wet roads and blustery conditions. New Year Day, dry in the afternoon, 38 degrees. And then Thursday, a chance of flurries, cloudy, and a high of only 33 degrees. So that is the 7-day forecast. Now let's go beyond the 7-day forecast and maybe not the news you want to see. Maybe it is. Tell me in the comments what you prefer, cold and snowy or warm and wet. So this is looking at the first weekend of 2025. January 3rd, that Friday, looking at partly cloudy skies, a high of only 31. 32 for the 4th of January. The January 5th is going to be the beginning of a system that's going to move in and bring in unsettled conditions behind it. Right now, it looks like a rain-snow mix. It looks like it's going to bring in eventually more rain than snow. However, behind this system, and this is where the questions kind of start to really move in of, when, what, where, stuff like that, is if this system is going to bring with it really warm air ahead of it. And if it does, Monday could also potentially see a rain-snow mix. But right now, I've been looking at the data, and it suggests that we actually get colder more quickly. So I do see the potential for some scattered snow showers for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and even into the 9th. Every day is a chance of snow. High temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s, and lows in the teens and 20s. Now, this far out, I'm not going to answer questions about snow accumulations or impacts right now. This is just too far out to make any kind of determination of that magnitude. Right now, the takeaway is, hey, the trends are showing cold with some moisture chances each day, and cold and moisture means snow. Now, one thing to consider, temperatures getting into the teens and 20s, that means smaller snowflakes. So if you're wanting a big, heavy, wet snow, not the most favorable thing to have. Now, this is not always the case, but something to take note of. But right now, I wouldn't be concerned at the moment, but we do look at the potential to see some scattered snow showers each day of the first week of January. Models have been showing this the last couple of days, and along with that, the colder conditions here into the tri-state. Now, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. We're not talking about anything substantial. I'm not hyping anything. I'm not telling you to buy bread or milk. That's just way too early. But of course, we'll be monitoring it, and we'll give you updates as we get closer. All right, we'll take one final look at the comments because I'm sure there's going to be some comments now after showing that and saying what I said. And we'll switch this now to our 7-day forecast, and then we'll go ahead and end things here very soon because we got to end things soon for Now the Natty. To answer my question, I asked Leda and Lori both say warm and wet, and as well as Garnett. So glad to hear that. You get that for the next couple of days, and even going into the New Year's Eve. And take one last look at the comments on my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. Clarine says, hello, Ethan. Hi to you. Thank you for joining us. All right, that's going to do it for us. Hope you all have a happy new year. Greatly appreciate you joining us here on this 19 at Noon. Chief Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer doing all afternoon and evening shows. He'll be here beginning at 3 o'clock on Fox 19. Of course, he's got the 7:15 weekday evening weather show. If you missed that, meteorologist Ashley Smith will be back tomorrow for the morning show, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then, of course, has the 10:15 weekend morning weather show. And then I have the 19 at 6 weather show on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining us here on this fantastic Friday despite the rain. But we are going to be talking about colder air moving in going into New Year's Day. Of course, more details on that can be found on fox19.com/weather. Have a wonderful Friday afternoon.